Hey guys, I'm D-Pad Danny back again with another pickups video. Yay! So I'm just gonna come on here and show you some of the stuff I've gotten in the last month or two. Yeah, let's get started. I got a loose disc-only copy of Marvel vs. Capcom for the Dreamcast. I actually got this from my buddy. My buddy Josh, he got it in there's a 50-cent loose disc thing at a pawn shop, and he found it in there. He doesn't have a Dreamcast, so he gave it to me. It's a little scratched up. I don't know if you can tell, but still plays. So cool. Marvel vs. Capcom. I also got I picked me up a PSP 3000. We had a PSP 1000. I actually sold that and bought this one because this is the only one that has AV out, and I actually bought a aftermarket cable for it, so now I can record and stream PSP games. So you might see some of that here in the near future. Also for PSP, I got Dissidia Final Fantasy Duodecim in an aftermarket shell. These shells are like 60 cents a piece, and the one it came in was really busted up. So yeah, look, can you see that? So this is like a Final Fantasy fighting game. I think this is the second rendition of it that they came out with. I guess the first one wasn't that good. I don't think this one's that good either, but I don't know. It could be kind of fun here and there. I don't know. Final Fantasy fighting game. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I've been trying to gather up some Final Fantasy games that I don't have for console. So I picked up a copy of Final Fantasy IX. I've always heard really good things about Final Fantasy IX. I've never played it. I've always been told that, yeah, the case is kind of falling apart. I've always been told that I would really like it because it's, of the more modern-y ones, it was at the time the biggest throwback to the original Final Fantasy style. So I picked up Final Fantasy IX. Played at some point. Don't know when, though. I also got two Final Fantasy games that people usually don't have many nice things to say about it, which I may or may not play them. I have them now. Like I said, I wanted to get all the Final Fantasy games that I can for the systems I own, so I picked up Final Fantasy X-2. I remember my best friend was playing this one in high school, and he seemed to like it, but now everyone says it's trash. So I don't know. I'm going to give it a go at some point. That and Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 13. I have zero expectations for this because I've heard so many bad things about it. But who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised and I'll actually enjoy it a little bit. So those are some new Final Fantasy games I got. Not new, but you know what I mean. Let's see some random stuff. For Genesis, I got Shining in the Darkness. I hate these labels. I've said it before, they're awful. I need to have a stream session or something when I just clean up all these labels. I don't know, we'll see. But Shining in the Darkness, it's like a dungeon crawling RPG sort of deal, kind of like a Dungeon Master type of thing. I feel like it kind of goes back to games like Wizardry and stuff like that, where it's the first person dungeon view and you have your stats and stuff on the side, and you go through and there's random encounters and you just try to get through the dungeon, I assume. I don't know anything about the story though. I haven't actually played it, but I've looked up some screenshots and stuff, and it looks like a dungeon crawler type game. I got a copy of Aladdin for Super Nintendo. This is a great game. I know that there's usually a split down the middle of if you like the Genesis version or the Super Nintendo version better. I like the Super Nintendo version. I used to have it, don't know what happened to it, had to buy it again, so now I have Aladdin. It's a good game. This one I bought just because it was bizarre. But I got Kiss Pinball for the PlayStation, based off of the Kiss Pinball machine. Just looking at the graphics, I know that's like cinematic graphics, but it doesn't look very good. I haven't played it yet, but I like to buy pinball games because my wife likes pinball. This one looks like it's been run through a resurfacer. I don't think I've put this one in yet, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. But $3 for an obscure pinball game? Sure. This next thing I'm actually pretty excited about because you don't really see these things out in the wild very often, but I got a true complete in cardboard copy of Blazing Lasers for the TurboGrafx 16. I've been after this one for a while. I would have been fine with just the jewel case, you know, just that. That's how all my games are for TurboGrafx 16. All of them are in just the jewel case like that. And this is the first one that I've gotten with the cardboard, so that's pretty cool. And it's a really fun game. I love me some shooters, and this is a great one. And in the same go, I got me a Turbo Stick. This is a pretty cool little arcade stick, and it works really well for Blazing Lasers, so this was a good buy. Moving into some modern-ish stuff. So this game, this is another game that people crap on a lot, and I've done it as well. Not literally, but Metroid to the Other M. I got it for $5.99. I owned it before. I reserved it, bought it when it first day, brand new. I was really excited about it. I was a little disappointed after playing it. But the weird thing about this one is it wouldn't be a bad game. Well, okay, it's not a bad game, but it wouldn't be met with such bad reviews if it wasn't a Metroid game. If this didn't have that Metroid title on it, this would be somewhat of a hidden gem, I think, because the action's solid, it's a good game, it just doesn't, it's not a Metroid game. It doesn't feel like a Metroid game, other than having some stuff, like some boss throwbacks and stuff like that, but just, I don't know, the story, this is not the Samus Aran I know. It's just, no, that's not her. Still a good game, though. Maybe I'll do a review of it or something at some point. I don't know. And I picked up ARMS. ARMS just came out for the Switch. It's actually pretty fun. I didn't really think much of it when Nintendo first showcased it, because I think they did kind of a bad job of showcasing it. And that commercial with the little schoolgirl and the businessman, that's a dumb commercial. I don't like that commercial. But this is actually a lot of fun. I enjoy it, my wife enjoys it, my son enjoys it. So it's, you know, good fun for the whole family, punching and stuff. Just punch your family. Okay, and moving on to the last bit. Got a stack of NES games here. So I picked up Fantasy Zone by Tengen. This is a fun shooter, classic Sega arcade game. This is not the best port of it. From what I understand, the Sunsoft port of the arcade to Famicom was actually the superior one, but we didn't get that one in the States. We got Tengen, which is not terrible, but probably could have been better. Oh, the game everyone loves to hate. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I know it's supposed to be awful, and I'm pretty sure I used to have this a long time ago, and it is awful. But I collect, and it wasn't in my collection, so I picked it up, saw it. I don't see this one out and about very often. I'm not going to go on eBay and buy something like this unless I really wanted to play it or review it or something. But just to add it to the collection, there it is. Got it. A couple of racing games. Not big into racing, or I say racing? Wrestling. I'm not big into wrestling, but again, collecting, picking up what I can find. I got WCW World Championship Wrestling, and I got WWF WrestleMania Challenge. And yes, I know all these have these big ugly labels. That's Game Exchange. That's where I get most of my stuff these days, because I can go on my lunch break, peruse, you know. And last but not least, for those of you keeping track at home, I am now at 405 NES games. Now, I wanted number 400 to be special. You hear that thunder? It's pretty wicked, right? I wanted my 400 to be special, so I dropped a little bit of cash on a higher up there one, and I got me a pristine copy of DuckTales 2. This was my number 400. You know, the ones I just showcased here. Wait, that means I'm missing one. I gotta be forgetting about another game I got for NES recently, but that's not important. But yes, number 400, DuckTales 2. Not as good as the first one, but it's not a bad game. I don't know. People like to hate on it because they compare it to the first one, and the first one's so great, and this one is just, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. That's what I've... Oh wait, no, sorry. One more thing. If you've seen this here, Father's Day just passed, and my wife and my son, completely out of left field, I was not expecting this. They got me the Mega Man helmet. This thing is legit. The box is quite large, so it's hard to find a place to store it. I've been putting it up on my bookshelf up there, but yeah, I thought this was really cool. I was really surprised, and it's just a neat little thing to have, you know? Well, not little, but it's a neat thing to have, so, you know, bonus points for the D-pad family. But yes, again, thanks for watching, guys. That's it for now. I'm sure I'll be back again sometime soon with more pickups, and I got some videos in the works, so make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe, and you know, make sure you got notifications set so when I put out stuff, you can get a notification and check me out. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.